Hey, what's up guys and gals, creatures and ghouls? Today's adventure is a quick little hike up Mount Blue Job, one of my favorite local mountains. And I decided to come out here today to try and switch up the format a little bit. So I think while out hiking these mountains, I'm going to start doing a few reviews here and there. So today's review is going to be another one for VOORHEES. So I've already reviewed this movie once when I first saw it at the theatrical premiere with the cast and crew. But I've had time to really digest this film, get an idea of what other people thought of it. So I thought I'd just talk about that a little bit today, practice this little format I got going, and see what comes of it. So we'll jump back into it in a little bit here. Alright, so VOORHEES is a fan film, Friday the 13th fan film. It was produced by Wet Paint Pictures, written by Cody Faulk and Chris Paulson, and directed by Cody Faulk. This film was made using one camera. Now when you watch this and you see all those different angles, all those different shots, all those cuts, this was one guy with one camera and a vision. And man, I truly believe it shines through. And VOORHEES stars Eileen Sigamelli, Danielle Sandler, Nikita Afonso, Alice Bozga, Alice B. We got William Bishop, Eric Jones, Dan Young, James Masterson, Emilio Truitt, Jordan Blanco as Jason, and oh my god, this guy is amazing in that role. He has the movements, the size, the ferocity. It's a fantastic performance, and I think he's in the running for my favorite Jason so far. The guy really nails it. We also got Christopher Inlow, who has is part of a mini web series on YouTube called Ithaca. I'll be reviewing that really soon here. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it. It's free on YouTube. Ithaca. It's a really cool, if I was gonna relate it to anything, kind of like a Walking Dead style of a little web series. It's pretty awesome. Also Christopher Gordon Scott, who also did some of the props for VOORHEES, the signs. Fantastic artist, but really just a great cast. Their performances were all solid. You know, I mean, these guys are definitely just getting started, but I think they did a fine job. They got their characters across, and I'm gonna have a few spoilers coming up here, so if you haven't seen VOORHEES, definitely go check that out, and then come back here and let me know what you thought of it. VOORHEES is about a gang of criminals who have just committed a heist. One of them was shot during the heist. They've also kidnapped two girls, one of which would have been working at the bank that they just robbed, and could have identified them even with masks on. She just knew who they were. So they kidnapped that girl. They need to hide out for the night, and the place they choose to hide out is the old Crystal Lake. We all know where this is going to go. Not well for these guys. So while they're at Crystal Lake, Jason wakes up and he comes out to wreak havoc. And that's when the brutality and the killing really starts up in this movie. It gets pretty intense. We've got one scene where a girl is dragged across the floor with a chain around her neck, strung up over the rafters and just yanked up there. We've got a guy who gets smashed in the face over and over again with a hammer. The gore there is absolutely fantastic. A little bit after that, we've got a guy who ends up getting his guts torn out, and this gut punch scene is just phenomenal. I mean, the gore effects in that were really top notch. James' character at the bonfire. If you've seen the trailer for VOORHEES, there's a bonfire scene there. Well, James ends up trying to fight off Jason as he's attacking the lead girl, Elena. James just walks up to Jason from behind, smashes him in the back with an axe, and after he pulls it out, Jason kind of just shrugs it off like nothing, turns around like, "You peasant," and just demolishes him. We've got a little bit later, there's a couple hillbillies out in the woods, one of which takes a shovel to the face, and the blood, the gore, is such a visceral kill. It's a lot of fun. Another dude tries to shoot Jason with a shotgun. That doesn't go so well for him. Jason just kind of charges him, messes him up, and twists his head off pretty much. His head doesn't actually come off, but he gets wrecked. The kills are just fantastic. They're a lot of fun. They're super brutal. Amos Effects is the one behind a lot of the gore towards the middle and end of this film. They also, on very short notice, produced one of the greatest Jason faces ever. Yeah, that's right. Jason gets unmasked in this film, and when it happens, it's brutal. I'm not going to tell you when it happens, just in case you haven't seen it. But when it happens, it's freaking awesome, man. Like, the face is just so good looking, and it stays off. The mask stays off for a little while, so you get a really good look at Jason's maskless face here. Another set of characters that I really enjoyed are these two cops that are investigating this whole thing throughout the whole movie, and these are despicable cops. I mean, when we first meet them, they're pretty much torturing a suspect out in the woods, cut his finger off, just trying to get him to admit to having done some pretty nasty stuff. When they're done with him, they just end up killing him and leaving him there. And it's just a great way to introduce some really shitbag cops. I enjoyed them thoroughly. I know a lot of people wish something would have had more happened to one of these cops in particular, but I'm kind of glad that it didn't. I really enjoy the character, and I thought it was a fun way to end the film, more of a down note than most of these films end. You know, usually somebody ends up beating Jason at the end for a happy ever after finale. This movie does not have that. There is no happily ever after in this movie. It is pure brutality. These people get what they deserve, and even the people who didn't deserve to die, well, it's Jason. He's going to mess you up. He doesn't care. He has no care about who you are, where you're from, why you're there. Just that you're there and you're dead. So overall, I mean, this is a fan film. So watch this with that in mind. Keep in mind also that this was filmed on one camera. All those cuts, all those scenes, all those angles, it was just one camera. For somebody to be able to keep track of that and make a cohesive, awesome movie with it is just, I mean, that's an accomplishment in and of itself. Yeah, I love VOORHEES. Again, like I said, today was just a test run. I figured I'd review that again, kind of give my thoughts on some of my kills, my favorite kills, and just discuss it a little bit with this new format and show you these beautiful mountains up here. But give it a watch. Let me know what you think. I'm curious. The comments are right down there below. I'll have a link for the movie in the description. Let me know what you think of it. And for now, I'm gonna sit up here, watch the sunset. I'm gonna take some photos, so I'll attach those at the end of this film review. So if you want to check those out, stay tuned. They're coming right up.